Imagine waking up one morning and realizing you'll never die. Your skin still ages, your mind still feels pain, but death simply doesn't come. Time stretches endlessly ahead, centuries, millennia, until even the stars themselves begin to fade. This is the world where humans live forever. But would it be paradise or a curse? Let's imagine it. At first, it sounds perfect. No more fear of death, no goodbyes, no aging parents, no funerals, no diseases ending lives too soon. Humanity has dreamed of this since the beginning. From the elixirs of ancient China to the fountain of youth, from alchemists in Europe to Silicon Valley immortality projects, we've always wanted more time, because time is the one thing we can never replace. But what if we suddenly had all the time in the world? Would we still know what it means to live? Let's start with the science. Scientists today are closer than ever to understanding aging. Aging isn't just getting old, it's the result of biological errors. Our cells divide again and again, but with each division, small mistakes build up. DNA becomes damaged. Telomeres, the protective caps on our chromosomes, shorten. Eventually, cells stop dividing and die. That's aging in motion. Now, imagine a breakthrough that fixes all of that. A technology that repairs DNA perfectly. Nanobots constantly maintaining your body at peak condition. Organs that regenerate indefinitely. Telomeres that never shorten. Effectively, biological immortality. You could still die from an accident, but never from age. Some creatures already live close to this. The hydra, a tiny freshwater animal, seems biologically immortal. Certain jellyfish can revert to earlier stages of life, restarting their biological clock. Nature already experiments with eternity. Humans just haven't caught up yet. But let's say one day we do. You take the treatment, you stop aging. At first, it's incredible. You run faster, think sharper, feel stronger. Decades pass, and you look exactly the same. People envy you. Time feels infinite. You watch the world change. New cities rise, old empires fall. You learn every skill you ever wanted. You travel to every country. You master every art. But then, something strange happens. You start to forget why you're doing any of it. The excitement fades. Because without an end, what does a beginning even mean? If you can do everything, eventually everything feels the same. The music you once loved sounds repetitive. The sunsets blur together. You've seen too many. Time becomes meaningless because there's no deadline pushing you forward. Every passion begins to feel like a loop. Philosophers have argued about this for centuries. The Greek gods were immortal and miserable. They envied humans because we could feel urgency. Every human moment is valuable precisely because it ends. Mortality gives meaning to our choices. Think about it. Why do you chase dreams now? Because you know your time is limited. Why do you love deeply, take risks, create art? Because you know that someday you won't be here to do it again. Death isn't just an end, it's a reason, a silent motivation, a cosmic timer that gives life its intensity. Remove that timer and the story collapses. In a world where no one dies, what happens to society? Populations explode, resources vanish, governments crumble under the weight of infinite citizens. Even love changes. Marriage vows like, "Till death do us part," lose all meaning when there is no death. Would people still commit to one partner forever? Or would love itself become temporary, a passing experiment in a life with no end? Imagine families. Parents that never grow old. Children that never inherit anything. Generations blending into each other until there are billions of humans. All alive, all waiting for something that will never come. And then there's boredom. Not the kind you feel on a quiet Sunday. The kind that comes after centuries. After living through every war, every era, every invention. You'd watch humanity evolve, maybe even leave Earth. You'd see cities fall to dust, languages disappear, continents shift. You'd watch people you once loved slowly fade away, unless they too chose immortality. Maybe that's the hardest part. Immortality might make you lose empathy. When everyone else is temporary, attachments become meaningless. You'd stop forming deep connections because loss would repeat endlessly. Even if others live forever, relationships might still erode. After 1,000 years, how do you stay interested in anyone, even yourself? Science fiction often paints immortality as utopia, but the darker stories feel closer to truth. In some, immortals beg for death. They wander aimlessly through time, unable to feel joy. Some end up freezing themselves in stasis, just to escape the exhaustion of existing. Now imagine the psychological toll. Every human emotion, love, anger, hope, evolved with mortality in mind. Our brains are wired to handle decades, not eons. After a few centuries, memory becomes unreliable. You'd forget entire lifetimes. You might remember faces but not names, events but not feelings. Even identity could dissolve. Who are you after 500 years of change? After 1,000? After 10,000? You wouldn't just lose others, you'd lose yourself. Now let's consider something else. Ethics. If humans could live forever, who gets to? Only the rich? Only those in powerful nations? Immortality could become the ultimate inequality, a world where the wealthy live eternally, while the poor still die young. Imagine dynasties that never fall, leaders who never leave power. History could freeze under immortal rule. Progress could stop. And yet, maybe immortality wouldn't be all bad. Think of the possibilities. You could spend centuries solving scientific mysteries. Artists could create for millennia. Philosophers could refine their thoughts endlessly. Humanity might finally reach the stars, not as explorers, but as eternal wanderers. We could build civilizations that stretch across galaxies. We could watch planets form and die. We could witness the entire life cycle of the universe. Maybe, for some, that's enough. Maybe immortality would make us gods, or make us monsters, because living forever doesn't mean living better. It means carrying the weight of time itself. Every mistake, every regret, every tragedy, you'd remember it all. There'd be no erasing the past, no clean slate, just an expanding record of everything you've ever done, stretching endlessly behind you. Would your mind even survive that? Neuroscientists suggest that the human brain isn't designed for infinite storage. Memories fade because they must. They keep us sane. Without forgetting, life becomes unbearable. If we remembered every detail of every day for thousands of years, our minds might collapse under the noise. So maybe immortality wouldn't just need eternal youth, it would need eternal renewal. A system to delete pain, to edit memory, to keep the mind from drowning. But then, what are you deleting? Your history? Your humanity? If you erase your past, are you still you? Or just a new consciousness trapped in an endless cycle? The search for immortality often reveals something deeper, that we don't really want to live forever. We just don't want to die now. We fear the unknown. We fear being forgotten. So we chase eternity, even if it might destroy the meaning of everything we love. But here's the twist. In a sense, we already are immortal. Not in body, but in legacy. Every idea, every act of kindness, every piece of art, it ripples through time. The atoms in your body were forged in stars billions of years ago. When you die, they return to the universe. You don't disappear. You transform. Maybe true immortality isn't about avoiding death. It's about embracing the infinite chain of existence, knowing that we're part of something that never really ends. Still, the dream persists. Tech companies are spending billions trying to slow or reverse aging. Genetic editing, cryonics, brain uploading, all chasing the same goal, to outsmart death. But even if we succeed, will we be ready? Can humanity handle eternity without losing its soul? Picture Earth in the year 10,000. Cities of crystal and light. Humans no longer bound by time. People who've lived through every revolution, every war, every love story. The planet might become overcrowded, or maybe we've spread among the stars. But in every face, behind every ageless smile, there's the same silent question. What now? Perhaps one day death will no longer be a biological necessity, but a personal choice. Imagine a society where you can live as long as you wish, and end your life peacefully when you've had enough. Life and death become decisions, not fate. That could be the ultimate balance, eternity, with an exit. Still, most of us don't need forever to find meaning. We just need enough time to understand why we're here. Maybe that's the real secret. Immortality isn't about quantity. It's about depth. Living deeply enough that every day feels like forever. Think of the most powerful moments in your life: falling in love, seeing the ocean for the first time, holding someone's hand as they say goodbye. Those moments feel eternal, don't they? That's because eternity isn't measured in time. It's measured in experience. If we could live forever, maybe we'd finally realize that what makes life precious isn't its length, it's its limits. So, if you had the choice, would you take immortality? Would you risk losing meaning for the chance to escape death? Or would you accept mortality as the price of truly being alive? In the end, maybe death isn't the enemy. Maybe it's the silent partner that makes life beautiful. The universe doesn't fear endings. It creates them again and again to make space for something new. Stars die so new stars can form. Seasons end so life can begin again. Perhaps we're meant to follow the same law. And yet, there's still a part of us that whispers, what if? What if we could outlast the stars? What if time itself bowed before human will? What if forever was ours to hold? If that day ever comes, it won't just test our science, it'll test our souls. Because the question won't be how to live forever, but how to keep living with purpose when forever is all you have. If you love exploring the unknown, subscribe to Beyond Theory and keep diving deeper into reality's biggest mysteries.